So I was looking for some videos for maybe some guides on how to sort of farm the red drops inside the cave, and I didn't find any that seemed to be up to date with what's going on, nor did I find any that were actually farming the red drops. They were all about going through and getting out the other side by doing a parachute to go past the Iceworm Queen. Now that is not actually viable anymore, or at least it isn't for me. Every time I've taken a parachute down to the Iceworm Queen, she spawned. It's been a clustercluck. But what I did find is that taking vultures in here works perfectly fine. And you will be able to either farm the drops and come back up to this area here, or you'll be able to go through and you'll be able to kill the queen. And in fact, I'm actually wearing this manticore helmet, or the skin here, and that is from killing the queen. So yeah, it actually works. And what you can do, I'm going to do a video on that, where you can do is you can drop down, you can land on the side, and your vultures will deal with her. And if you just got a decent shotgun, you'll take her out. So what I'm using here is 14 vultures. Now most of them are about the sort of stats of this one here, which is 4,500 health and 300% melee. I think the majority of these are just sort of castaways from the breeding process, because I've been working on breeding out a load of stats from 130s to 150s, and yeah, I got some fairly decent stats in there. A lot of these are like, oh, you know what, you got half decent health, or you got half decent melee, you can live. Now they do all have 100%, 120% movement speed, because they're either imprinted or leveled up to that point. As you can see, this one here has got 3,500 health. I think there's a couple of them round, and there's a couple of 2,500 health. I don't expect them to actually survive, and I do actually have 15 in here. I thought it was only 14. So roughly most of these have got about anywhere between 3,500 and 4,500 health. They've all got between about 300% melee up to 428% melee, I think. Yeah, this one here. This was an imprinted one. Yeah, and they survive perfectly fine. Now, another thing I wanted to show as well is something I also haven't seen done, which is making a method to actually come up here and repair your stuff afterwards. So the first thing I tried doing is I tried bringing a beaver up here, and it worked. So what I did was just loaded up a load of metal on it and other resources, and I was repairing my shields as I was up here. And I also tested out and found that it works. You can get a Quetzal with a base on them down here. So as you can see, I have got Pretzel the Quetzalpoo sitting up here, and she has a base on her back. It's a little bit cramped in here, but I've got everything I need. So I've got a preserving bin, I've got a smithy, I've got a campfire, I've got a mortar and pestle, a forge, and I've got a fabricator. Now it's not all stocked up because I've literally only just brought it up here for this video. I've also got a couple of beds, so that means that if I do die down there, I could respawn up here. So the plan is really that if things go squiffy, I will be able to just sort of grab stuff from here, run down, and continue where I was going from. That's the plan in long term. Not currently set up for that, but I don't think it'll be an issue. Now I do need to drop off. I'm not going to need... I'm going to take a pickaxe just in case, but I'm not going to need these because I'm not fighting my way out of there. I'm just going to be coming back up here. As you see, I've already been getting some of the red drops, and I've got some nice stuff down there already. Got some Ascendant flak leggings, a Mastercraft flak chest piece, which would be nice. Right, so I need to go and get some potions from at home, and what I'm going to do is I will actually just drop all my stuff in this smithy, which is another reason for putting this here, and I will fast travel home. So I'm just going to do that. Let's put all of this stuff on there. Take off my armour. Now all of this nice fur armour, this is a bit of fur armour as well, by the way. It's just got a skin on it. All this nice fur armour, this actually came from farming the drops in this cave that are... they're the ones that you don't have to go past the ice worms. So I'm going to fast travel home and get some potions and some shadow states, and I'll show the entrances that you can do to get into this place. Well, that's a big old clustercluck. I suspect something has attacked while I was away. Okay, I need to find the... There you go. Pterence the Pteranodon. Pterence the Pteranodon. Okay, so... I have got myself 3 shadow stakes, and I've got myself some health brews there, or medical brews. They should do for the minute. I'm probably going to craft a load more up and stick them up in the preserving bin. So if I hold up the map, as you can see, I'm just in Vikings Bay. If you didn't notice it by this, you can't really see it. I don't have a GPS on me, but there we go. This is Vikings Bay. If you're at the point of going into this cave, you know where Vikings Bay is. Now there's two entrances to this cave. One you can go through on foot, which is what I originally did with my pack of hyenas. So I went in there on foot and cleared my way down there, and I had the vultures with me, and then I've left them down there to actually protect stuff. It's just because they've got this really nice mechanic where what you can do is when they kill things, when they harvest the corpses, they will regenerate a ton of health. But also if you feed them from the meat packs, they get a nice health regen as well. So yeah, they seem to have a really good survivability in this cave. Right, so once they start getting cold, I'll put this shadow steaks saute, I think they're called, on. The ones that make everything bright and make you resistant to the cold. Right, okay, so grab that. So once you get inside this ice cave here, there is an entrance. I'm sorry, it is really bright because I have one of those shadow stakes. Is that little waterfall there is where you can break your way and get into the cave. Now, the other place that you can go is up the side of the mountain. So what I'm going to do is just going to fly through this cave. I should be able to go up here to show you. Okay, so I dropped my camera down just so you guys will be able to see. Up the side of the mountain, you have got all of those entrances to where the waterfall is. And then if you follow the mountain around, so you follow it all the way around here. Now when this starts to come up the side of the mountain, you'll notice that the trees will start thinning, but there'll be this area here where you can see right up the top of the mountain there's some trees on the right. Follow the trees all the way up to the right, and you end up in this area here, and this actually leads you down to the cave. I'll put my gamma back to normal. Right, so that shadow stake isn't too bad in here. Now once you get inside here, obviously this here you would need a thylacoleo, or you know, the ones that jump on you in the redwoods, or if you're coming in on foot you would come through the you'd come through to there, so that's where you'd come out. Or if you're on the thylacoleo, you would have to go up there and around, and they would all lead to this bridge. Now there's 5 drops in here you can get, but they're not red drops. So you go and follow this down here, and this is where I've got all my stuff. Right, so I'm going to land this guy down because he will be safe here. There we go. I'm just going to go and grab my fur armour. Right, so I've gone ahead and I've grabbed all my fur armour. I've got half my shadow stakes and half a medical booze in the preserving bin. I have got 2 canteens on me because I find if you do, you're just going to use food to regen your health, then yeah, you might run out of water when you're down there. I've got 3 shields on me. 2 are just primitive shields. 1 is a fairly nice shield. So I'm just going to take the primitive shields for a minute. I've got... Oh, I haven't got all my shotgun ammo, have I? No, I do. Right, that's all my shotgun ammo. Yeah, so the vultures are going to be doing most of the work, but just in case, I do have this here, which is something I actually picked up when I was farming down here, but you're going to pick up nice shotguns even if you just do the drops up there. Also, I would say... sorry. Glitchiness. Sorry about that, I had to move the Quetzals. Now you can't actually take flyers beyond a certain point here, as I'll show you. So you literally can't get them beyond here, and it seems to glitch out if you've got a Quetzal base up there. But these hyenas will keep everything safe here. Right. So, here we go, just going to go in here. I'm just going to shuffle around some of the food on these guys, make sure they've all got a little bit of food on them. Right, so they have all got at least 1 stack of spoiled meat on them, which is their preferred food. I'm going to switch to group 5, which is what I've got them on. And just going to make sure they are all on attacking target. Yep. Now, oh, sorry. Now, vultures won't actually attack a target unless someone else is attacking it or it's attacking you. So they'll either do the neutral thing or, yeah. So you can't actually send them to attack something, but they are fairly badass if something does attack you. So if you go down into this cave here, you're going to come to a crossroads when you find this sort of dead explorer here. Down there leads to the red drops, but it's such a long run through deathworms that it's not worth going down there. Up there, there's nothing up there. Down here though is the sort of well, and this will drop you down at the end of where the deathworms sort of are. So what you're doing is you're going from the end, you're going to get the drops and then come back up. So if you see this guy sort of hanging up here, so I'm just going to drop down here, make sure they're all following me. Now you might need to do a little bit of jinking around to get these guys to actually follow you down to this area here. Here they go. Come on. Come on. There we go. Now if you do get any stuck up in that area there, what you can do is if you've got something that you can sort of target with, you can whistle to the back there and then just press J really quickly and they'll follow you. Right, so now we are in deathworm territory here. Now these guys will deal with it, but you do need to have a shield because otherwise you're going to die. So let's run up through here. Oh, we can hear them. I can hear the rumbling. Now there's usually one or two in this area here. There's almost always one on this ramp as you go up. Now there's usually one down here as well, so I think we're being lucky today. Here we go, here's a nice worm. And they dealt with it nicely. Right, okay. On to the first drop. Oh. I hear the rumbling. I don't see the ice one. That's a bit worrying. Now, once you've run through here, you're going to find, this is the first passageway where you can go left or right. Down there, oh, let's just take this out. Down there is actually a drop. It's very close and it's a safe area. But first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go to sort of the furthest drop in this area. So here we go. Now there's usually 2 or 3 ice worms along this way. I hear it. Dealt with. And there's usually another couple of them in here. Yep. Right, well that's one primitive shield down. Doesn't it bode well? Right, first loot crate. Nice. Let's send them. What are the resource requirements on that though? 27,000 metal. Yeah, I don't think I need that for PvE. Right, so now I'm running back to where we came from. So that's up there is where we dropped down to this bit here. Now I'm going to go to the safe area. Oh, get him, lads. There we go. Right, so in here is the second drop, and it is actually quite safe. It's incredibly safe. So, oh, master. And a blueprint for, oh, I'll have that. Oh, that's nice. Right, so this area here is actually very safe. I've never had a deathworm spawn in here. So this is a good place to stop and let your creatures regen health. I would say just go for passive regen. As long as you are wearing safe fur armour and you're not going to lose health while you're in here, you might as well just let them passive regen. So while I press U here, you'll notice that they don't really even go up there. Right, okay, so I'm just going to let these guys passively regen health. I'm just going to put any level ups in and then I'll move on. Right, so I went off and made myself a cup of tea, and these guys have pretty much regenerated all of their health, as you can see there. Any that were kind of too low, I did use some of the meat that was on them. Now, what I often do is I leave them with, I have them disabled for collecting, harvesting resources. But if you were, say, down in the cave here and they didn't have enough meat for you to do this, you could just enable the resource harvesting. The only reason I turn it off is they don't generally have a high weight, or at least mine don't. As you can see, this is the stuff that I pulled off of them, even though they've only got victim item collection on, and they've got, yeah. So I mean, there was 72 weight in those, 18 in those, load of organic polymer, which would be good if I was running with, say, riot shields. I could just take the riot shield up and repair it, but yeah. Right, okay, so those guys are ready to go. Put them up here. Now, this is the point here where it gets really dangerous. This is the point where if you're going to lose any, this is where it's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is, once you come out of there, so that's the direction that we went to get the first drop. Oh, here he comes. Oh, they got him. Cool. So, you want to go along this way here, and you'll find there's another sort of cave entrance here. Let's go up here. Now, here you have two ways to go. This way here, to the left, that leads back up to where I've got all the stuff up there. That's the back up to the entrance. This way here leads to the Ice Queen Worm. Ice Queen Worm? Ice Worm Queen. Wow. Now that way is actually, if you're low on armour and things, that is probably the best way to go. As long as you have a parachute, that would be the way to go. This way you are gonna get like really hit when it comes to your armour. So what I'm going to try and do is circumnavigate that a little bit. Actually, let's get them all to follow me. Here we go. And I'm going to start telling them to go down and land further down the cave. See if they'll trigger any worms that are there. No, don't see any. Right, okay. Got one? No. We've got a dirt back there. Get out of my way, guys. Thank you. Oops. Right, okay, sorry. Kind of stuck on the vultures there. Okay. So as we go down here, there is going to be a fair few worms. So follow this up. Right. Let's try see if we can just get them to spawn in any that are going to be coming up. They don't seem to be. Okay. Now there's a point where you... Oh! There is a point where you're just going to see like wave after wave of them coming at you. Let's see if it's just... see if we can get them to spawn in anything that's going to be up there. Doesn't look like it. I'm pretty sure they only activate when there's a player around, but did I say activate or did I say some weird? I think I... Oh! As you can see, I lost some of my leggings there. Okay. So I lost my leggings and I lost my shield. That's fine. That's why I brought the shadow stakes with me. And I brought some health potions. Right. Ooh! Sweet! Oh, here comes one. Arsehole. I have to get my sparkler out. Did I bring my sparkler? No, I didn't. Because I am smooth like that. Wow. Right, so this is kind of like the death tunnel here. Let's just keep drinking my food. Oh, come on. Deal with them, lads. There we go. I'm just going to keep drinking those medical brews and try and get through this cave. Some food, drink the water. Ooh. Now I really do need to get some better shields. I have searched high and low for good shield recipes, which is one of the reasons that I've actually come down here. Right, what I need to do is just throw the canteen on here. How roughed up are they looking? A little bit foobarred. Oh. So, will they actually trigger? I can definitely... Oh, look, they did trigger it. Yes! Oh, no. Come on. Deal with it. Jeez. Take your time, why don't you? Right. We are getting almost to the point where we're going to be running back up now. Here we go. Right, I have come back full circle here. Ooh. Have we got all of the vultures? Looks like it. Right, okay. So that is the first one that I've gone and done through the cave there. See if I run back up here. Here is the entrance to the cave. Sweet. Now, I mean, I know I lost a fair bit of armour there, but I got some cool stuff from it. I see, appear to be starving. So yeah, guys, that's the way you could actually farm the cave. We took it with vultures. Took vultures down there. As you can see, they survived pretty well. I mean, to be honest, the one that was most in danger of dying was me. My shield took a fair bit of damage. I do need to repair all my shields. Still didn't get a recipe that I wanted, but you know, let's see. I got some blueprints for some nice saddles. I mean, they're red drops, you know, that you don't know what you're going to get out of it. So what I need to do is go and repair my armour, and then I'll probably go and do this again. I'll just press U here for them to all land. And because I actually enabled their harvesting here, I can heal them up like this. And what I'll do is I'll just take all the stuff off them and yeah, come around and do it again. So anyway, guys, I hope you found that useful. I hope you saw A, where to go, and B, how effective these vultures can be. I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, you can't seem to trigger, as you saw, you can't seem to really trigger the worms and deal with it. So it is a case of you are going to have to run in and sort of just take the hit on it. But yeah, it's completely viable to farm it that way. Come back to the start. You can have a Quetzal base up here. You could, you've got this beaver up here if you want it. I mean, if I had died down there, I could have grabbed my armor and come running back down. Anyway, guys, I hope you found that useful, and my next video is going to be actually killing that boss, which is surprisingly easier.